Kazakhs view Belarus as a prospective partner in transport and logistics. The railway industry development is important to both countries. Economists and political scientists say that Kazakhstan is becoming one of the main players of the route connecting Europe and China.
Это говорит о том, что Казахстан сегодня является таким центром, но может не только центром.
This shows that Kazakhstan is not only a center of regional economy, but also leads by example other countries in terms of forming new approaches, in terms of complicated world topics. Not only Kazakhstan's geographical location, but also geopolitical policies show that it is necessary to form not only new relations and economic ties, but also it is important to appreciate the past, present, and future.
Дорожить тем, что было, дорожить тем, что есть, и особенно дорожить тем, что будет.
Kazakhstan's transit and transport significance is an indisputable fact. There are 17 transit routes across Kazakhstan's territory, which means thousands of kilometers of railway tracks. Kazakhstan and Belarus are increasing freight traffic. Containers on the territory of the two countries are delivered from China to Europe and back in the shortest possible time.
На увеличении объемов, на увеличении скорости поставок, конечно, выиграют.
Not only manufacturers will benefit from the increase of volumes and speed of supply, but also companies that will provide this transport and logistics support. Therefore, there are two goals. First, costs will be modernized and optimized. Secondly, delivery of products to final consumer will be faster and done through our transport infrastructures.
Которая будет передаваться через наши транспортные инфраструктуры.
Over the past 10 years, Kazakhstan has invested nearly $30 billion into development of the transport industry. More than 2,000 kilometers of railways were built and 19,500 kilometers of highways were reconstructed. In addition, the capacity of port facilities at the Caspian Sea have been improved, and the country's key airports have been upgraded. Kazakhstan is the anchor of stability and economic development in Central Asia, according to many international experts. Today, Kazakhstan is one of Germany's top partners in the region. The countries are set to deepen cooperation in the fields of transport, logistics, and education. Our bilateral cooperation is developing well. About 85% of Germany's total trade turnover in Central Asia falls on Kazakhstan. However, we still have much capacity. Germany is capable in the fields of modern technology, energy saving, green energy, and digital transformation. We have interesting joint projects in these sectors. We should expand these projects, and we are ready to share our experience. Cooperation between Kazakhstan and Poland is also developing well. The countries established close relations in various economic sectors. Based on last year's results, the mutual trade between the countries approached €2 billion.
Казахстан становится с точки зрения даже
From the geo-economic point of view, Kazakhstan has a favorable location and is becoming an attractive market for investors due to very good investment conditions. Transit and transportation sector is one of the top developed cooperation sectors between the countries. We will suggest to develop cooperation between our sea trading ports. There is the port of Gdańsk in Poland, which received a huge amount of investment for the development of its infrastructure. As potential partners, we offer to establish cooperation and exchange experience with our ports of Aktau and Kurik. The Republican Research Light Industry Institute was presented in Astana. The institute will work on a range of activities including active development of the light industry, introduction of digital technologies into production processes, and production of competitive products.
Структура нашего института входит лаборатория.
Our institute includes a design and modeling laboratory, a material research laboratory, a technical regulation and standardization laboratory, a marketing laboratory, and a training center. We develop a training program in this training center, which we will offer to the sewing industry enterprises for the advanced training of their engineers, technologists, marketing specialists, and designers.
Конструкторов, технологов, маркетологов, дизайнеров.
Kazakh light industry covers only 10% of the domestic demand. The biggest part of the locally made products is the sewing and textile items, and less than 2% are leather and footwear. The remaining 90% of the products are imported goods.
У предприятий легкой промышленности
There are challenges in the light industry enterprises, such as the lack of raw materials and the lack of personnel. Together with Atamikian National Chamber of Entrepreneurs and the Light Industry Associations, we are currently developing measures aimed at solving these problems. The government officials are suggesting to enhance competitiveness of the locally produced goods to promote import substitution in Kazakhstan's light industry. Specialists of the new institute will study practices and experience of the European countries to offer technology projects and experimental developments. There is a new development by Kazakh innovators. Employees can now register their arrival time to work with fingerprint. The identification has been adopted by more than 30 local companies. This is the most accurate method, say the project developers. Anyone can use the card, but the fingerprint cannot be faked. The technology tracks the time of arrival through mobile application. We found a distributor in the Philippines with whom we have signed an agreement, and then we launched in Malaysia. The Techno Park of Astana Hub is ready to support developers with leading ideas and modern approaches. Developers are provided with workspace and access to free internet, while non-local innovators are provided with housing. Developers can also meet potential investors at the Astana Hub site.
У нас есть большое сообщество, да, в котором состоят все стартапы, все основатели.
We have a large community of developers, designers, and marketeers. They exchange knowledge. For example, at the moment, we have more than 1,200 community members, and they create teams working in different startup projects, which look like a living organism. In the Astana Hub, there is no age limit.
В Astana Hub вообще нету возрастных ограничений.
The Kazakh Ministry of Education and Science and the World Bank's 5-year joint program, the Stimulation of Productive Innovations, which was launched in March 2016, has produced its first results. Thus, 17 innovative science projects have reached the stage of commercialization, and a number of developers have received licenses and patents. These are interim results of the project, which aim to support Kazakh scientists and their developments. As part of the program, 10 offices for technology commercialization based on universities have been opened, and the creation of production consortia has been financed.
Все проекты по приоритетным направлениям экономики.
All projects are related to priority areas of Kazakhstan's economy and science. We do not have strict limitations, but the selected projects are related to biotechnology in agriculture, pharmacy and medicine, as well as IT projects in improvement of management in education and healthcare.
С улучшением управления в системе образования, здравоохранения.
Hungary is interested in facilitating a visa-free travel for citizens of Kazakhstan. Now, Budapest is actively lobbying this topic in the European Union. Experts of the two countries are evaluating the initiative in a positive way. The introduction of visa-free travel will definitely increase the flow of tourists because Kazakhs are interested in this country. I can see that there are family ties. Kazakhs and Hungarians are brothers. We have a lot in common. Today, the popularity of Hungary as a travel destination among Kazakhs is very clear. A year and a half ago, the Astana-Budapest flight was launched. During this time, more than 40,000 people travel using this flight.
Ко мне приезжают мои близкие, друзья в год, один раз, несколько раз, туристических целей.
My relatives and friends visit me for tourism purposes. They need a visa to visit. I think many relatives would love to come more often. Students and many scholars would share the experiences culturally.
Студентов и многие ученые обменивались бы опытом и в культурном плане.
This year, the most prestigious businessmen of Hungary are planning to visit Kazakhstan. In addition, Kazakh Minister of Economy invited the Hungarian high-tech and agricultural companies to invest into Kazakhstan. The ski season is ongoing in Kyrgyzstan. There are 25 privately owned tourist facilities available for tourists. To boost their competitiveness, the Kyrgyz government is providing support and is offering special conditions for the tourist companies.
Конечно, мы будем оказывать максимальное содействие.
The government will certainly provide comprehensive assistance to our entrepreneurs and businessmen to help them open these tourist facilities using tools such as public-private partnership or easy credit lines. We hope that the Kyrgyz residents and visitors will enjoy this wonderful opportunity.
Такой вот замечательной возможностью.
There are many ski trails in Kyrgyzstan which attract many tourists. Both novices and professionals have the opportunity to ski on these trails.
Настроение хорошее.
I recommend everyone to visit the mountains.
Очень хорошо.
The ski trail is good and the weather today is nice.
Мы здесь уже много.
We visit this place with my father every weekend. The ski trail is the best in the city.
Все нравится.
We like it and teach the beginners. It's good. We are from Kazakhstan. Kyrgyzstan is interested in developing tourism infrastructure. Experts believe that the country's potential is not fully utilized.
Мы сейчас хотим сделать так,
We
чтобы
want to increase the number of visitors from foreign countries. We want to attract tourists mainly from Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan and Russia.
в основном это Россия.
The ski season in Kyrgyzstan normally starts in November and ends in late April. Uzbek readers will have an opportunity to learn about Kazakhstan more closely. The Center of Kazakh Culture and Literature has been opened in the National Library in Tashkent. There are more than 200 publications in Kazakh, Russian and English about President of Kazakhstan, Nursultan Nazarbayev, and his works as well as the works of Kazakh poets and prose writers. Experts are sure that books will help people of Uzbekistan to better understand the culture, art, traditions and achievements of Kazakhs. As part of the modernization of Kazakhstan's identity program, the cultural centers were opened in 27 countries.
President
Nazarbayev has written many books. We can learn from them something useful. The works have replenished the fund of our library. We will certainly benefit from them. People need to read them in order to understand basics of economy and how it is related to politics. It is very interesting.
Мы надеемся на такое конструктивное, плодотворное продолжение этого проекта. Безусловно.
We look forward to a constructive and fruitful continuation of this project. Of course, the fund will be replenished. It will be research. The access to the Kazakh Electronic Library will be organized. We think that we will open the same center in the National Academic Library of Kazakhstan in Astana.
Мы будем открывать в Национальной академической библиотеке Республики Казахстан в Астане.
There will be a number of significant historical and archaeological discoveries in Kazakhstan. A 3-year archaeological research program has been adopted in the east of the republic. Scientists will be able to study the habitat, lifestyle, and technological development of people who lived in the region in ancient times. The golden warrior found during excavations of the Isi Kurgan led the start to big discoveries of modernity. The so-called Kazakh Tutankhamun has become a key to the lifestyle and highest industrial culture of the Saka tribes. Researchers say that the funeral of the ancient man covered with jewelries is a find of international significance.
Эта находка сыграла огромное значение для развития не только археологической науки Казахстана, но и для мировой.
This find has played a great role for the development of archaeological Kazakhstan and the world science. Additional 4 gold warriors have been discovered on the territory of Aktobe, Karagandi, and East Kazakhstan regions. Once again, this shows the development of the Kazakhstan culture.
Свидетельствует о том, что какого высочайшего уровня развития, скажем, культуры достиг Казахстан.
New and unexplored artifacts are stored in the Altai Mountains. For example, in 2018, an archaeological team discovered the tomb of the new golden man at the Yeleke Sazi Plateau in Tarbagatai.
Осы жерден табылған қалайы рудасы сонау әлгі қос өзен бойына Месопотамияға дейін.
Scientists found more than 8,000 gold elements on clothes of the golden man discovered in the Yeleke Sazi Plateau. The historical value and significance are more important than their quantity. For example, once again, this proves that at that time metallurgy was well developed. Now it is simply impossible to recreate.
Соны барып тұрып жіппенен тізбектеп, содан кейін әлгі шалбарына тіккен, шалбарына шекейлеген.
Scientists have proved that 2,800 years ago, the Saka tribes had developed advanced metallurgical industry and conducted field development. Therefore, now, Kazakh researchers plans to include the ancient monuments of the Bronze Age into the UNESCO World Heritage List. Khoja Nasreddin's tales are known all over the world for their mockery of people's vile behavior and promotion of good qualities. The legendary wise men's stories were written as poems. A book titled Khoja Nasreddin Tells Stories was presented in Astana. Last year, Mahmoud Kaya rhymed the witty stories of the Turkic world's favorite storyteller for the first time. The work was translated from the Turkish language into Kazakh by well-known Kazakh poet Marjan Yershu and presented to wider audiences. Each of the 50 poems is accompanied with miniature pictures, depending on the meaning. The collection of poems also includes accurate and interesting data from Khoja Nasreddin's life.
Қожанасыр туралы ғылыми деректерді мен қарап шықтым. Осы кітапты аудару барысында
I looked through scientific data about Khoja Nasreddin during the translation of this book. There are stories by Khoja Nasreddin in Kazakh that are known here among the Kazakh people. They are the same stories in the Turkish literature. However, there are some new tales which didn't reach the Kazakh land. This valuable work brings our people together and demonstrates the close connection between our literature, history, and culture.
біздің әдебиетіміз де тарихымыздың да мәдениетіміз де тереңде екендігін, бір екендігін дәлелдейтін еңбек болды құнды.
Kazakh-Chinese film Composer will be released in the first half of 2019. The film directors are currently reducing the running time of the 3-hour film to 90 minutes in order to demonstrate the film in cinemas. Kazakh President Nursultan Nazarbayev and Chinese President Xi Jinping watched The Composer in June 2018. In June 2018, the leaders of the two countries praised our feature film. The presidents met with the film crew and praised our work. We need to make more adjustments and do some additional shooting. The film will be released in 2019. The film tells about the friendship between two great musicians, Bakit Jan Baikadamov and Jian Jinghai. In the 1940s, the Chinese composer arrived in the Kazakh SSR by the decision of China's Central Committee to learn more about the local musical culture. During the war, the musician stayed in Almaty, where the Kazakh composer offered help to the musician. The producers hope that the film will strengthen friendly ties between Kazakhstan and China. Orthodox Christians around the world are celebrating Christmas, one of the major religious holidays. Orthodox churches in Kazakhstan are holding services, while prayers and liturgies were performed the day before. Christmas is the holiday of faith, hope, and love. It's time for mutual understanding and mercy when people help those in need. Christmas brings special joy, happiness, and pure intentions, gathering people together and promoting traditional spiritual and moral values. President Nazarbayev always highlighted that Orthodox Christians, together with representatives of all denominations, make significant contribution to the strengthening of interfaith harmony, stability, and unity in Kazakhstan's society.
С 2005 года в Казахстане два главных религиозных праздника для христиан и мусульман – это Рождество Христово.
Since 2005, there have been two religious holidays in Kazakhstan, Christmas for Christians and Kurban Eid for Muslims. These two holidays have become days off. Thanks to this, everyone have the opportunity to visit the temple on this day to come to God. Faith should unite all people in a good sense so that we can be one and we can be friendly, peaceful, and have brotherly love in our society. We have all this great benefit in Kazakhstan, but we should preserve it since the world is very easy to destroy, but it is very difficult to build. We can build it, we have it, we must strengthen it, and we should appreciate it.
Имеем, но мы должны сохранить. Вот мир очень легко разрушить, но очень сложно его построить. Мы смогли его построить, он у нас есть. Мы должны его укреплять, мы должны им дорожить.